All right, everyone, we're back. We just got done dimensioning our bathroom elevation. And as you can tell, I'm here on the floor plan again. Now, having this big, enormous elevation tag in my overall floor plan, it's kind of distracting. I really don't want to see it here. However, if I highlight this and actually delete it, that's deleting the elevation object, which is going to delete the view from the entire project. I don't want to do that. I just want to not show my elevation here in this view. And to do that, I'm still here on my floor plan. I'm just going to highlight my elevation plan. I actually don't need to have it open. I just need to highlight it. And over here in my properties, now this is the properties of my interior elevation view. I can look at right here, hide at scales coarser than. Well, right now it's set to 1 inch equals 400 feet. It's really not all that practical. But I can come down here and say, hide it at scales that are coarser than 1/4 inch equals a foot. So now that elevation symbol is gone from this view, but if I go to my 1/4 inch enlarged floor plan, that elevation view is still there. Quick little thing, I just wanted to show you guys some of the things that we have going on here. Back to level 1. I need to place some rooms. The easiest way to place a room is go to the Architecture tab, come over and it says Room. Now, we can also put a room tag at the same time we actually place the room. And I'm just going to work my way down and around, just like that. And these are big and giant and hunky chunky for this thing, and I get it, and that's cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to name these a little bit differently. Now I don't want, unlike AutoCAD, I don't want to double click on this, but it is a click once to select and then click again to edit the text. So I'm going to call this 100A. And 100B, C, 100D, 100E. I'm just working my way around. 100F, that's going to be restroom, corridor, and we'll leave this like this for now because I still want to show you some other stuff. So I need to put together some information about all these rooms. I want to show the finish schedule, what paint colors on the walls, what are we using, wood base or rubber base in the various, are we using tile? All those things is information that I want to show. But I don't necessarily want to do it here. I don't want to modify that information here. I want a cohesive place to put it all together in a schedule. And in order to create a room schedule, we'll click on the View tab. I come over here to Schedules, Schedules and Quantities, and I'm going to scroll down until I find, there it is, Rooms. So it's just Room Schedule, and we want to keep schedule building components. Schedule keys is something totally different, and then there actually is an existing versus a new construction phase. That's a default in every single Revit template. We're doing everything new construction, so this is fine. And we click OK. Now this bit right here is the information that we want to show in the schedule. Well, obviously one of the first things that we want to start with is the number, which would be the room number. And let's say the next thing is the room name. And let's say that we want the next item in the schedule to be the room area. And let's say the next item is the wall finish, and then the base finish, and the ceiling finish. And let's call that done. And then all the rest of this stuff is something totally different. We're really not going to play around with this a whole lot. Right now we're just playing around with our fields. And we'll click OK. So here we go. Here's all of our rooms. Here's those room names. Here's the square footage of every single one of those areas. Wall finish, base finish, ceiling finish. So let's play around a little with this. Let's say that room number A, let's just call it Suite A, Suite B, Suite C, and Suite D. Okay. Wall finishes. Let's say paint 1. And let's do paint number 1 for all the suites. Now in the corridor, I want a different wall finish. I'm saying that in the corridor there's going to be more traffic. You want a more heavy-duty wall finish. Let's say it's paint number 2. And then in our restroom, let's say we want ceramic tile. And let's say we want a field tile and an accent tile. So ceramic tile 1, ceramic tile 2. There we go. For our base finish, rubber base, anytime I enter something into a field here, it's going to remember that as an option for every item here. So if I come down, here's my paint number 2 that I have in the corridor. Let's say I want a different rubber base in this corridor. Let's do a rubber base number 2. So now when I come to any one of these items in the schedule, this little drop-down list, I have a listing of every previous selection I've entered, so it just makes it a little easier. I don't have to type as much. This is going to be ceramic tile base number 1, and ceiling finish, acoustic tile 1, and here is going to be gypsum wallboard, and we'll call it paint 4. Actually, we don't even need to call out gypsum wallboard, it's just paint. So now there's paint, because we're doing a painted ceiling in the restroom. Acoustic tile, acoustic tile, acoustic tile. Now remember, we made these changes to the room numbers here in the schedule. When I close this view, here are those changes in the schedule. So I can change anything that I change in a schedule is going to show up here on the plan. And as a matter of fact, if I mouse around, you see how I've got that little flashy X going in there? That is the actual room object. And if we come over here to our object properties and look down, you can actually see there's my base finish and my ceiling and my wall. And I've got some additional things here that I haven't even put on the schedule yet, like a floor finish. So let's add that in. I can add that in here, and let's just see this is stained concrete number 1. And I can come over here to suite 1B, and I can make the same change. Stained concrete number 1. So instead of making all the rest of those changes, I will come back to my schedules and quantities. There's my room schedule. Open up my room schedule. I want to add my floor finish in here. So I come back over here to fields and find my floor finish. Just double click on him to add him down to the end. You know, I don't want floor finish all the way at the bottom. I want to put him up in between area and wall finish. That's what this little button is. I can move that parameter up the list. Click OK. There we go. You can see that the values that we placed in the floor plan are already here. Stained concrete, stained concrete, stained concrete. And let's say that I want a different color in the restroom and a different color in the corridor. There we go. And once again, I go back to my level 1. If I highlight my room object, I can come over here. There's the floor finish that I entered in the schedule. So there we are. If I look at my section, let's see, there it is. There's my ceiling, there's my room object right there in section view. And you can see that my room object actually extends all the way up to the next level. We haven't accommodated for structure and some other things like that, but this is good for now. So there we go. There's rooms and ceiling objects and stuff like that. So we'll see you in the next video.